Hmm. All right, gonna see if this works now. I was trying to figure out how to do this new Facebook Live off my laptop. It's kind of weird, not perfect. Uh, Hopefully, it'll be okay. We'll see how this goes. But anyway, this is a Facebook Live. I figure I have a lot more time to do stuff like this because, well, frankly, I'm kind of here in the house. It's one of those things. Educators here. If you're an educator listening to this, I feel you. I'm in the same boat. Everything just kind of came to a standstill. Here we are, and we're just trying to do the best we can. And hopefully, the social media life hasn't completely depressed you yet. There's always something weird going on. And but yeah, here we are. And usually, as I've said before, when I do Facebook Lives, it's usually because I'm in a car and I'm bored on the 405 sitting there. Instead, I'm sitting here at the house doing pretty much cleanup and just kind of figuring out what I need to do to make this place a bit more hospitable for the next, I don't know, month or so that this is going to be my domain and I won't be able to get out much. Maybe some motorcycle rides here and there, but pretty much with everything closed, there's really no reason to do much other than kind of just sit around and reassess your life choices. Gym's closed. Okay, well, YouTube yoga it is, all that stuff. But one of the things that I wanted to throw out there was, especially for the people who are displaced, if you have not put in your filed for unemployment and also possibly filed for food stamps, please do that right now. If you want to take care of the food stamps, it's calfresh.org, calfresh.org. I actually filed for it about 2 days ago when I knew that this was all going to go down. And I actually ended up speaking to somebody today. So it looks like for the month of April, I will be getting food stamps, which, it's one of those things where, fine, this is what our tax dollars have been paying for all this time. Now it's time for us to take advantage of it. And also, I'll swallow my pride so that I don't starve. So there's that. I also reopened my unemployment claim, so that's been done. So if you haven't, please make sure you do that because if you don't, you won't be able to take advantage of the special perks that they've added to it. For example, they've waived the 1 week waiting period for funds, so there'll be less time between payments. You won't have to worry about that. In addition to that, according to the LA County Department of Health, today they did a live stream, of course, with nobody around, saying that they have waived parking fees. Are not going to be ticketing people for parking where they have to in case of stuff happening. In addition to that, there's been a moratorium on any sort of eviction warnings. So if you're a private owner, or if you are renting from somebody and they try to evict you during this time within a 6-month window, they're not allowed to. So if you can't pay rent at this time during this crisis, then don't worry about it because you're protected by the law. And yeah, they're gonna have to fight you for that one. So yeah, with all that going down, that's pretty much where we are. I know that I'm currently using my laptop's webcam, which kind of sucks actually. I think that the next time I do this, I'm probably going to go back to my phone because it actually delivers better video. But I just wanted to see how this would work when I'm in front of my laptop because this is pretty much my MO if I'm not sweeping or cleaning something in the house or preparing something to eat, which is fine. So yeah, that's kind of where we are. Everything's canceled. I think the biggest irony of anything that I've seen today has been the cancellation of the Renaissance Fair in Irwindale, which, in the most ironic fashion, an event that is geared toward or geared around the time that the plague hit was actually canceled due to an actual plague. I kind of find some humor in that in the sense of this is definitely real. And, never in my life I would ever think that something like this would happen in a populated area. I mean, I think about the way that things happened back in 1994 when I was a 10-year-old. I know that's scary. I was 10. Actually, I was 9 at the time because my birthday hadn't hit yet. But when Northridge hit, things were halted for several days. I mean, it was like maybe about 5 to 7 days, except for the area that was hit the hardest, which was Northridge. And, that was fine. Things were kind of normal. I mean, we resumed school probably 2 to 3 days later. It actually, since it happened on Martin Luther King Day, it was fine. But, and then when the wildfires hit in the last few, every other wildfire that's hit, the only time that supplies were actually wiped out was during in the areas where it was affected the most. But like if you traveled, 15, 20 miles out, the stores were still the same and nobody was raiding anything because, you weren't going to get hit by a fire. But now that you have something that is completely invisible coming, and affecting people without them knowing it, it's disturbing. And then the whole mass hysteria thing in regards to the toilet paper, I don't know who the hell started that, but really, like toilet paper, if of all the things that you had to wipe out, I mean, I have made this comment before, but in the event that you're going to have to self quarantine, toilet paper is probably the last thing on your mind, especially when you're right by a shower. I mean, the kind of things that probably should be, and I think probably are being hoarded now, or at least starting to be hoarded now, aside from food. I mean, really, like, don't you seriously shop normally? Yeah, okay. Would be booze. I kind of laugh because during the time I went to Target on Saturday, I ended up picking up a 6 pack of Guinness. It's something I normally don't buy, but I figured, you know what, I'm here. Get some alcohol. Probably going to be sitting here for a while if I'm not cleaning or preparing my new Brita filter. I know, why are the cases of water leaving? Seriously? They're not poisoning the water system. Get a damn Brita filter. Good grief. I finally got one. See that? Yeah, it took a pandemic for me to finally get a Brita filter. I'm such a slacker. Uh, yeah, the rats have food for like 8 months. I have two hamsters that I probably can't get, rehomed until all of this blows over because I don't want anyone in my house. And at least people I don't trust that I know haven't been exposed to like stupid crap, so that's lovely. But also in terms of just opportunities, I'm currently testing out a brand new blue snowball. It's one of those microphones that looks like a snowball, but black. And I think that the audio is pretty good on it. I'm pretty impressed by it so far. We'll see. I think that the next time I do one of these, I'm probably going to try to use my phone, as I mentioned, because I definitely get a lot better reception, or at least a lot better phone quality, video quality, because this built-in webcam that's on this laptop is absolute trash. I'm probably only logging in maybe 640 by 480 video quality, whereas I can probably get like 1080 if I were to do it somewhere else. Also, I'm trying to figure out if Facebook Live is the best way for me to do this. I'm actually contemplating either doing Instagram Live or any of the other outlets, maybe YouTube. We'll see what happens. I'm just kind of experimenting with things right now, and I have a lot of time to. Also, in regards to the situation in terms of why I'm so unemployed right now, other than, let's see, K-12 substitute teacher, all the schools are closed, community college adjunct faculty, everything has gone online, which subsequently canceled one of my classes. I have one more class that potentially may go online, but my challenge to that is it is a beginning computer class. So trying to remotely teach somebody how to get onto Zoom conferencing or any of the live options that I have is going to be a little bit challenging. I have like 2 days to figure this one out. Great. And that possibly is probably my last chance of getting paid this month. And also in regards to my videography, as you know, I film a lot of sports. However, it's high school sports. And guess what just got shut down, along with anything that involves a bunch of people meeting at the same time. Yeah, that got killed too. So here I am. This is what I got. So anyway, this is how it's going to go down. I think that we're going to be fine with that in regards to we can't work and nobody else can. So we're all kind of hosed in the same boat. So I really hope that everybody's taking this with as much humor as they can. Your Target carries booze. Hey Tracy, how you doing? Yeah, actually, I went to the Target in Carson back on Saturday, and surprisingly, they had more booze than I expected them to. I was actually shocked. I don't know what the heck happened, but yeah, what happened was I was on regular shelves. Kid you not, they had Guinness Dark Stout, which is not the one I normally drink. I like regular Guinness. I mean, I can drink Dark Stout, but the alcohol by volume on that is higher, so it kind of gives me a little bit more buzz than I'd like to. So I went in, and this particular Target in Carson actually has a walk-in beer cooler. And I looked at there was a cart, and it had a bunch of random six pack bottles in there, and lo and behold, there were at least two six-pack bottles of regular Guinness still in there, and I was able to grab one. Yeah, I feel you. This whole unemployment crap. I mean, everyone's unemployed. You don't even have to be a teacher. I think the only people that are really have any sort of hours, and from one thing that I've noticed is that it's not just the healthcare workers, but the retail workers are slowly starting to lose their hours now. Like yesterday, I was out at Petco just to grab some hamster food, and yesterday was the last day that the Petco in Redondo Beach was going to stay open until 9 p.m. like they normally do. They actually reduced their hours to 6 p.m. Starting today. So they're reducing their hours. Pretty much all restaurants are going to take out, which I mean is kind of a help and a hurt. There was a little bit where I was contemplating that I should probably like go back to driving Lyft, but obviously that would put me in a position where I'm exposed to people. And then it turns out that there's a possibility that Lyft and Uber will be suspending their services now in reaction to the virus situation. Another option I have is I could go back onto because the traffic is like there's nobody's driving right now. Contemplating going back to Postmates temporarily, which I'm ready to go on it. I am registered with Postmates. Get on my motorcycle and do the thing. And there is a possibility that could happen, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, I'm going to check my unemployment claim to make sure it went through. But I think there's a part of me that says, even with all that extra hustling, it's not going to make up for the fact that it's not even going to come close to paying for anything. So I'm kind of like, let me just ride on this for once. I've been hustling straight since 2014. Yeah, that's 6 years of hustling and crazy jobs and shit. I'm like, nope, I'm done. I'm not going to resort to that right now. And I think that I'm going to call this Staycation 2020. Yeah. But yeah, I really hope, Tracy, that you did file for the food stamps. They got back to me super quick. I mean, when I applied, I was already like, gosh, it was like less than 3 days. And I already had a social worker calling me. And, told her the situation. I basically said, yeah, I'm a school employee. I'm a substitute teacher, so I don't get paid unless I'm working. And I also claimed my independent work. And I said, yes, I'm a videographer. However, I shoot for school districts. So there we go. I'm, screwed 6 ways from Tuesday. And fortunately, I was able to at least get approved for coverage for the month of April. Now, good news is I already have food here. So it's not like, probably if you guys have been looking at some of my posts where I've been joking around that I was at IKEA, people were buying the meatballs, and I was able to get 4 bags, 2 for me and 2 for my friend, and the sauce, which fortunately they did change the recipe for the sauce. Back in the day when you would get the meatball sauce, they actually required heavy cream, which required, it was really annoying to do. But now they've changed the formula mixture for the sauce, and now you just have to add water when you do it. So fortunately, I can have my brown sauce and I don't have to go out for heavy cream like I used to. Now, the part that sucks though is I think I'm almost out of Coffee Mate, and I need to get some more Coffee Mate because of the coffee. I have enough coffee. If I have to go to Trader Joe's, it's not a big thing. What else we got, Tracy? Well, it'd be really nice if we got a little bit of money. Obviously that's going straight back to my rent and every bill that I'm going to fall behind on. Yeah, definitely Clorox wipes is the way to go. The tax returns. I actually just filed my tax returns. That's actually why I was out in Carson on Saturday. But yeah, and the tax return fortunately is going to cover a few things. I should be fine. And the funny part is that I actually paid all of my bills, but like, I think I have like 2 automatic deductions that get hit in about 8 days, but I'll take care of it. But fortunately, the 2 the two paychecks I got actually took out those bills, so I'm actually safe for the month of March, barely, like by the skin of my teeth. And then I had to go buy a bunch of supplies, and that ended up nixing half of my rent for for this month. But this is where we are. We can't pay for shit right now because we have no income, because nobody can work, because everybody's affected, and it just kind of trickles down. So it takes a pandemic to realize, what happens when everyone just gets hit. This is horrible. As I was saying before, you know, you were worrying so much about the way that, when other tragedies have hit, you realize that the more invisible something is, the scarier it gets. And I obviously, I wasn't affected as badly with Northridge, but I can only imagine the people that were in closer to the epicenter. And also to put in perspective that, Northridge is only like what, 30 miles away, 25 miles away from my location here in the South Bay. Yeah, it's just nasty. I'm done with my 90-day trial of 2020. This one's getting a bit doozy. Like, why don't they just turn this into a first person, shooter, and just get it over with at this point? Zombies attack and everything like that, and you're holed up in your house and you got your bats, and it's like, what can you hit them with? Oh, well, I have a can of fish food and then and a box of matches. I'll just light you on fire. Yeah, let me just light you on fire. Call it a day. Nuts. And yeah, that's where we are. Maybe I'll try some Instagram live later too, just for my amusement. Maybe I'll throw that on just for kicks. I have used Facebook Live for so many years doing this. You know, it's this is where we are now. The good news is that I normally don't celebrate St. Patrick's Day, and in previous years I've found myself in the most random places during St. Patrick's Day. I've been in New York on St. Patrick's Day, and among other things. But I think this year, though, I definitely will have probably one of my bottles of Guinness and some corned beef. I'm going to be experimenting with that in the Instapot, because it'll take less than an hour and a half, pretty much, to cook that. So I'll give that a shot. Without going into too much detail with things that have been going on in my life, good things that have been going on in my life, which I'll probably talk about later. Corned beef is probably going to happen tonight, so it's okay. And I'm really grateful that I have an Instapot and an espresso machine. I say this multiple times in other contexts, but it's nice when you get nice things and people are kind to you and you get cool things. So I'll take advantage of that, and I hope to return the favor someday. But yeah, please wipe everything down, and if you're staying in your house, obviously you're safe because no one's sneezing on you or licking you. Don't lick things that are foreign. Like, if you actually know what you're licking, go ahead. You can take that wherever you want to take it. Yeah. I know it's a little bit of a glare right now. I've got the sun coming from like over here, from the open door. I was just letting some air in, let's get some circulation in here. The rodents are doing okay. Daisy isn't doing very well. If you've been keeping track of my rats, it's the brown one. Yeah, she's been sick for a little while, but rats are the hardiest things, and they just refuse to go. And I'm just trying to keep her as comfortable as possible, which makes me sad. But I'm not. I'm just hoping that. Yeah, she's got to keep holding on. I'm trying. Aside from that, that's what's up. I'm gonna probably try an Instagram live later. If you follow me on Two Wheeled Tourist, that's a TWO wheeled with a D tourist, and I have pretty much every social media channel that I have open. If you need to talk, I have Skype, I have Discord, which I just reopened. It's been a while since I've done Discord. I have obviously Facebook here. I have Twitter. I have Instagram. I don't do Snapchat. I'm 35. Come on. And I don't do TikTok because I'm not a moron. So yeah. You need to talk. I'm here. Text me. All my information here on my Facebook profile, all the contacts, it's all there. Don't be shy. You need someone to talk to. I'm here. I talk to everyone else randomly, even when you don't want to listen. I'm here. So yeah, I'm gonna take off here and figure out some other stuff that I need to do today before the sun sets. But yes, be good. Don't do anything too crazy, and stay healthy. Drink lots of water. If you have a Brita filter, great. That's really the best thing that you can do right now. And if you have some tea, brew some. If you have some cold brew, make some. Do something. You know, watch TV. You know, enjoy the fact that really the reason why you're on vacation is because everyone else is. Uh, lamb chops and scalloped potatoes. Yes, you know what? It doesn't matter. Tequila, any day. Just do it. Make a margarita. Actually, no. There's no smell-o-vision, but some my next door neighbor's cooking something right now, and it smells very Mexican. Yeah, you know what? Drink whatever the hell you want. Just do it, because I have vodka. I still have some vodka. I have ginger beer. I can make myself a mule if I felt like it right now. That is very tempting. You know. Uh, yeah, do it. Just do it, because that's what we need to do. Just just take care of ourselves and enjoy a few drinks. That's the best thing we can do. Also, because we don't have to worry about any kids. I don't have to write any referrals. All the little jerkwads who decided to torture me now have to torture their parents for 5 weeks. Not my problem right now. This is amazing. Like, wait, I don't have to write a referral. I don't have to worry about you, vandalizing property or throwing crap at me or, cursing me out or anything. Nope, nope, nope. Mom and dad, parents of your wonderfully not angelic children that I've had to write up for the last, but enjoy yourselves. Not my problem. Bye. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. So on that parting note, I am parents. I hope you enjoy your crash course into homeschooling. And the reason why we teachers should be paid more to do, but basically what you can't do. Yeah, yeah, we need our hazard pay. Yeah, be nice because we're more than glorified babysitters, and even glorified babysitters get paid more than we do. Yeah, so I'm laughing about all the memes. All the parents be like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's so hard to teach my kids." Well, then, yeah, there's a reason why we had to go through at least 4 years of schooling in college and then possibly a master's degree. I mean, my master's degree has nothing to do with substitute teaching or teaching in general, and yet, yeah, that's the only thing that's justifying me teaching any of your damn children. Yeah, rant, 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 right? So I'm just laughing at everyone right now. I'm like, yep, that's what happened. And honestly, after 5 weeks, one of the first people I'm going to call up once everything opens up again is my hairstylist. I'm just noticing up here once the hair gets down to poking me in the eyes, that's when I know it's time for me to cut my hair. But I think for now I'll be fine. Yeah, we're all being affected. So I mean, yeah, probably my hairstylist is the last time I bumped into her was at the supermarket, but I bet you she's probably, watching Netflix right now too. So we're all here. Unemployed AF. That's what we do. Yeah, metal. Okay, I'm gonna sign off here, but I hope everyone enjoyed this. I just shoot things off the cuff. It's supposed to be funny. And, I'll take suggestions as usual for any questions that you might want to ask, if it has to do with life, motorcycles, the pursuit of happiness, or why you should not use Clorox wipes in sensitive areas on your body. Don't ask why I know that. It has nothing to do with me, but yeah, be good and be kind and rewind.